Hello everyone and welcome to my next adventure. This is the part 2 of the PVC inflatable suit repair. Now, I did not know this before, that you can actually use a solder gun to make this happen. Other words. And I don't know what I was hearing over there. I thought I heard an animal or something like that. Anyways, I don't know if you guys even heard it or anything like that. And that's what distracted me a little bit. Anyhow, I'm back to let you guys know what you need for your PVC inflatable suit to repair it. If you have a PVC inflatable suit and it needs repairing like this one does, then it means that PVC material holds air, and it's a type of material that's really expensive also as well. If you get down into these, if you really like inflatable suits and stuff like that, this is a material to get into. It's not really all that much of a healthy kind of material, so I wouldn't recommend wearing it more than a half an hour at a time. If you're wearing it for a good hour, it's fine. It's not going to do that much harm to you at all. And skin can live beneath PVC for long periods of time, but not days on end kind of thing. As long as it's less than a day you're wearing it, you're fine. Or if you're wearing it for an entire day, that's fine too. It's not like it's going to replicate or do something bad to you or something like that. No, as long as you're cautious and you're careful enough with these kind of with this kind of material, you're fine, and it's still fine enough to wear. You do still feel the cold, you still feel the heat with it, and you will actually get colder inside the inflatable suit if you're not wearing something warm beneath it. So you need something warm beneath this PVC inflatable suit in order to be wearing it outside in the wintertime. And in the summertime, you just don't need anything. You need something cool beneath it, something to cool your body off in the summertime when it's really hot, like 83, 93 degree weather, Fahrenheit, and etc. For that kind of thing. And plus, it's just like wearing a spacesuit kind of thing. Spacesuits need to have the same requirements with that, meaning it has heating and cooling systems to keep you cold and keep you cooled off during really hot sun and stuff like that, and all that kind of stuff, all that kind of good stuff there. They use that for astronauts and stuff like that a lot. So I am taking the same concept for this kind of particular suit, same kind of approach, because it's basically like wearing a spacesuit. Not basically, it is like wearing one, but it's practically wearing one, but it's without the other protective stuff and costing a fraction of the price, $335 later. Well, trying to make a spacesuit that is that cheap actually be almost nearly impossible, because how many things that go into a spacesuit. So it's nothing like a spacesuit, but yet it's very similar to it, is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, I will get down into this for you guys right now.
This is everything you'll need. You actually need to wear this the whole entire time you're with this kind of material, because you don't know what it can do to you. This can actually cause the material itself, the melting process can cause a lot of different things in your lungs and stuff. It's not good for you, in other words, to breathe in the PVC gas. So you want to make sure you use that kind of solder gun I'm using right here. You want to make sure you click it on just enough and then off. On, off. As you're doing the process of melting it. Just enough for it to melt it. Not the entire time to keep a finger on that trigger. The longer you keep that finger on that trigger, the hotter the gun gets. So, unless you really want it to get really hot. That's not what I recommend for this. You don't want it to get too hot. It has to be at least 210 degrees Fahrenheit, which, of course, the Celsius is a little different. I don't know how to do that in Celsius. Not yet. I'll learn that eventually. This is what the solder gun did earlier. I tested it. It works. It works very well on it. But not all that well. But this was just testing material, so it doesn't matter what happened to that. It was just testing. It's showing you that it works. It works quite frankly well, so it's going to be fine on the bigger project here. On this $335 PVC suit. Inflatable suit to be exact. For those of you who do not know, who are new to this.
Alright, so there's another thing that you guys must keep in mind for the solder gun is that there's other things that you have to solder with it, meaning you have to have the soldering rods, meaning a PVC plastic soldering rod for plastic stuff, you know, for solder guns that are made for plastic and stuff like that. I do have a plastic stamper, which is actually quite frankly right over here, and I'll show you guys that right now. This is what I have as my stamper. These are one-time use stamps, so that's why I didn't use that today at all, and I decided to use the solder gun as it's more efficient to do all these kind of things with it. Well, the respirator that I'm using particularly does not protect you from PVC gas. PVC gas goes right through the respirator, so in order to actually stop the gas from coming into your mask, you have to have one to where you have your own oxygen, meaning you have to have a scuba diving mask, like a 10-minute one of those 10-minute ones, 10-minute tanks. So pretty much that's like $150 to $200, so you can get that, so you can do that and actually then do that safely, but that's not affordable for everybody, so not everyone is able to do such a thing actually in the future, to be able to actually have that be a much safer way to do that, unless you want to suffer other consequences later, which is I don't think you really want to suffer the other consequences of not doing these kind of things. So, and by skipping important things about this kind of stuff can really harm you in the end. So you want to make sure you pay attention to that as much as you can. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And also, if you can leave a comment down below over there if you guys have any other further questions about the PVC inflatable suit here, and what else I did here with that, and what else I can actually do more explaining with the other things that I've mentioned with that. So, anyhow, see you guys next time.